I was an athlete, all conference, volleyball, basketball. I was to go to college on a scholarship. That had been my dreams, that had been my family's hopes. In my senior year, I blew my knee out and I had to have orthoscopic surgery. I had nothing without sports. I thought I had nothing. I became out of control. I wouldn't listen to my mom. We were arguing, and finally she threw her hands in the air and she was like, you know what, I'm gonna put you on a bus to Minneapolis. The lady who was my mother's friend, unbeknownst to them, my mom, her daughters were hooked on cocaine and crack. We used daily, you know, whether it was crack or IV drugs. And to support that, I was, you know, became involved in a life of crime. I served quite a bit of time in prison, off and on for about 9-10 years. I lived homeless from the time I got out of prison. Basically, I never had a set address. The weather was really bad, and I think it was that winter we got that horrible snow where we get hit with, I think it was like 17 inches of snow or something like that. And the city of Columbia shut down.
This was like the first day of this cold snap we were looking at, which was going to be the next 10 days with the nighttime temperatures perhaps 0 or even below, the daytime temperatures around 10, 12 degrees. And we had a coffee group of pastors, mostly downtown pastors, but a homeless person walked into Panera. And their face was as red as it could be, and it looked like he'd been outside for days and days and days, and they had on layers of old clothes that I wouldn't have worn, and that started a whole different conversation in terms of, gosh, those poor people. It was the associate pastor at Calvary Episcopal Church, and she made the comment, somebody ought to do something. So that's the comment that I took back with me, and I walked back to my office and I sat there for a while. I think we ought to open our building during this cold snap for homeless people. I don't know what we need. I'm not sure when we need it. I don't know anything at this point, but if you're willing to help, just let me know and we'll get started. It was an absolutely amazing thing because I sat there and I was trying to do some work or something, get ready for Sunday, and this ding, 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 ding kept happening. And I turned back to the computer and they just kept coming in and coming in and coming in. And I sat at my desk and cried. I couldn't believe people were this willing. And it was really an amazing thing for me, but it's an amazing thing for the church just to come together sometimes. So it took us a day to get the cots, and I had a semblance of a scratched out schedule. We just started and we just opened up.
And we heard about this shelter that was going to be opening up. Everyone was talking about it and we're like, it's not happening. There's no way that they're going to let all of us just pile up in there. And they did.
Amy Courtwright over at the church across the street, noticed this and she said, how long are you going to do that? And I said, I've told my board that we're going to do this till Saturday. And she said, we'll take Sunday. We'll take Sunday and Monday. So there was the cooperation right there. It didn't make any difference what church you were, what faith you were, or anything else. It was, how can we help? How can we put this together?
Our goal is to keep people from freezing to death or having to sleep out in the ice and snow. It's a community-wide problem that needs community-wide participation.
It had to become a church collaboration. Not everybody can put 50 cots in their gym, but they might be able to take up a Sunday collection and support that mission, and many of them have. I think if you volunteer at Room at the Inn, that you are not going to look at the street people that you see the same way. I think it changes your perspective on those individuals, because they are all individuals.
We treat them with respect and let them know that they are welcome and that we care about them, that we care very much what happens to them.
My life is nowhere near perfect. I'm not what I should be, but I'm not what I used to be, and I'm not where I was. And it's because of Room at the Inn, the churches, all the denominations, and the love of the people pulling together for the homeless. For me as an individual, I've seen them do it for other individuals, not just me. I'm looking forward to just living now and seeing what's next. Maybe going back to school.